Please go ahead and watch the shuffling of the cards, participate in the brief meditation, and select the butterfly that resonates with your spirit to see why your bad childhood experiences still control your life today. Thank you so much for watching. Take a deep breath to the count of 3, hold it to the count of 3, and release it to the count of 3. Let your mind settle into your heart. Let your heart settle into your... We are asking the Jungle Beauty Goddess Tarot cards, what childhood negative experiences that are still influencing my life outcomes today? You are watching the actual shuffling of this spread. I never reshuffle my cards because I trust the universe to provide the answers that we need. I call on forces higher than I to unleash the wisdom I hold inside. Let this message be compassionate and true to show someone what they must do. Tap into the infinite wisdom of your own inner guide. Ask it to reveal to you what is hidden deep inside. Take what you need and ignore what doesn't apply by selecting the color of the right butterfly. Listen to the whispers of your own inner voice and let it help you make the true butterfly choice with the lessons and insights that will help you grow and lead you in the direction that you choose to go. Let's see what the Jungle Beauty Goddesses have to say to help someone find their way. If you selected the orange butterfly, this reading is for you. Hello, darling. If you selected the orange butterfly, then this reading is for you. So first I'm going to go over your cards, and then I'm going to give you my collective intuition about this particular spread. So first you have Jungle Beauty Goddess Namib. And Jungle Beauty Goddess Namib represents our crown chakra. And she says, let it go. Some things are not meant to be known. And then we have Jungle Beauty Goddess Sinai, who represents our second chakra, our ability to live in the moment. And she says, life is a mystery. Embrace your feminine mystique. If you are a male watching this video, your feminine mystique is just really your right hemisphere. Everyone has masculine and feminine aspects of the human personality. And then we also have Jungle Beauty Goddess Sahara, who represents the mind, our throat chakra. And Jungle Beauty Goddess Sahara is saying to you that weigh the facts, make a logical decision. And then we have another card in this 4-card spread. We have Jungle Beauty Goddess Sahara again, and she says, let's see, think about it. So basically, when we're talking about how your bad childhood experiences control your life now, my collective intuition about this particular spread is that you are a person who living your let me just say this, you're having difficulty with emotions and intimacy and relationships and truth. So the best way for me to explain this is that when we have Jungle Beauty Goddess Sinai, Jungle Beauty Goddess Sinai represents our sacral chakra, our second chakra, which is right our reproductive area for both males and females, is 2 inches below the navel. This is the chakra that is responsible for our relationships with other people, whether or not we have healthy connections with people, intimacy issues, being able to control our emotions, express our emotions, being able to be intimate and loving in a relationship with another person. You also have 2 cards by Jungle Beauty Goddess Sahara, and Sahara represents the mind and the throat. So the mind is the air element, and it has to do with, people who think a lot, but it also has to do with our ability to see the truth, speak the truth, know the truth. Now, what I'm picking up from this hand that's dominated by Sahara is that you are a person who is very rational, logical. I'm just going to say, I think you're removed from your emotions. And this is why you have difficulty having healthy relationships with other people and being intimate. And the reason you are removed from your emotions is because when you were a child and you look back, you come from a home where your family, your parents, your teachers, whoever your caretakers were, they told you how to think and what to think. So if you, you know how sometimes you look at a picture and even though everybody's smiling and everybody appears to be happy, that picture is really, it's just an illusion of truth. And a lot of times when people look back on their childhood, they see that there was just a bunch of lies. Like, for example, I'm not saying this happened to you, but sometimes we don't understand why adults have not followed through on their promises, or they have not followed through on what it is that I don't know, let me just give you a quick example. So let's just say there's a child who parents divorced. Like, you may start wondering, like, why did my parents divorce? Like, what's wrong? Or like sometimes when parents divorce, the father says he's going to come see the kids, but he doesn't show up at all, or he shows up really late. Now, that child who waited at that window, who cried, who wondered what happened, that child is still inside of you. The child who is wondering, like, why did my dad do that to me? Or why did my mother promise me that she was going to take me to the movies? Or why, when you look back on your childhood, there were just a lot of broken promises, things that were said and done that that hurt you, okay? Hurt you to your core. And I'm going to say this with all sincerity. This is one of the hands where I'm just going to be honest. I really think you should talk to someone, a counselor, a therapist, a pastor, a friend. But I would say definitely talk to someone, because when we're talking about the throat chakra, we are talking about somebody's truth that has been suppressed, denied, ignored. And when you deny and suppress a person's truth, you suppress the core of their self-expression, of their soul, of who they're being able to articulate their dreams and what they want to achieve and accomplish in this world. So you may be a person who's working a job where you are not going for that promotion because you're just afraid of speaking up. You're afraid of, and let me just say this, whenever the throat chakra is out of alignment, it happens, or it shows itself in 2 ways. Either you talk a lot, like sometimes people are just like, okay, alrighty now, or you're very reticent. You don't talk very much at all. But either way, listening to other people, expressing your true emotions, with Jungle Beauty Goddess Sinai, and who represents our second chakra and our ability to feel close to somebody. She says life is a mystery. Embrace your feminine mystique. What she's really saying in this particular reading is that you are a person who have been lied to, or not, even if it's not lied to, but your childhood memories and what has happened to you, you have a lot of questions, and you are not, you want to intellectually understand why. Like, why did this happen? Why did this happen? Jungle Beauty Goddess Namib is begging you. She's telling you. She says, let it go. Some things are not meant to be known. So why your dad didn't come pick you up, or why your parents didn't take you to the movie as promised, or why you didn't have the birthday party, or why you got the broken cookies, or why your life is not exactly the way you think it should be right now, you're going to have to do some forgiveness, and you're going to have to let it go in order to feel whole. Like, no matter, because let me just say this, because no matter what answer they give you, it's not going to be good enough. So if your dad was to say to you, oh, the reason I didn't show up is because I was so angry with your mom and I was so depressed, or, I lost my job and I didn't have the money to take you to get ice cream, so I couldn't face you, so I didn't show up. But your mind is you're going to still be that 7-year-old kid who's thinking, well, I don't care about the ice cream. I care about seeing you. So, but you got to remember that, you're still seeing the world from a child's perspective, and that hurt is still there. So this is why I strongly suggest counseling, and I also suggest that you journal, because you need to make sense of your childhood, make sense of what has happened. So what I would tell you to do is, okay, I know this is going to sound a little crazy, okay? You have 2 Jungle Beauty Goddess Sahara cards. And Jungle Beauty Goddess Sahara represents our throat chakra, which also represents our ability to communicate with others, with ourselves, to recognize truth and know truth, right? She also represents Wednesday. Wednesday is the day of communication. I would tell you to think of 3 things that happened in your childhood that really hurt you, that really truly hurt you, okay? And I want you to connect with your feelings. So I want you to connect with life as a mystery, embrace your feminine mystique. I want you to connect with your right hemisphere. I want you to draw a picture, or write a song, or paint, or write a letter to that child that you were, with those 3 little things. And I want you, from an adult perspective, explain to your inner child, what could have happened. Now, before you do this, I'd like for you to think of this. I try to always tell people that, yes, your parents make mistakes, but everybody on this planet is hurt in some way. I don't care who they are. I don't care how much money they have. The minute your soul incarnates into this body, into this physical body, with all of these rules and this geographical location with people, I'm telling you, you have some issues. Now, everybody's issues are different, but I promise you, everybody has hurt. Everybody has pain. Everyone. I don't care who you are. So with that in mind, before you delve into, writing your letter to your inner child on a Wednesday, because Wednesday is the day of communication, and I feel like when you align with Wednesday is the day of communication, which is aligns with, I think it's Mercury, but you have the energy of the universe assisting you. So I feel that when you have the energy assisting you, that it just helps bring about the change or the transformation that you're looking for a little bit better. You know what I mean? It's kind of like greasing a wheel a little bit. But before you do this, I would like for you to, if possible, I'd like for you to talk to your parents and find out something about their childhood. And I want you, as Jungle Beauty Goddess Sahara says, she says to think about it. And then she also says to you that you should, let me get this in focus here. She says, weigh the facts and make a logical decision. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to play detective. I want you to be a journalist. I want you to talk to your parents. You may already know this. How were they raised? How did they survive? What happened to them? What are 3 of the most hurtful things that ever happened to them as children that may have impacted how they parent you today? You know what I'm saying? And forgive them. And just as Jungle Beauty Goddess, Namid says, let me get her in focus here. She says, let it go. Some things are not meant to be known. Forgive them. But I'm going to ask you to write now once you, talk to maybe some of your family members, find out what happened, whatever happened in your childhood, like your caretakers. So if it's not your parents, your caretakers, okay? Find out what happened to them that led them to that moment in time with you. Because their inner child was interacting with your inner child, and there's just a lot of hurt going on, right? So after you do that, I like for you to journal, and I like for you to write, like I said, write, draw, paint, sing, dance, do something for your inner child based on these 3 of the most painful things that ever happened to you. 3, just pick 3. And I want you to just talk to that child, give up your inner child, give them support, tell them you love them, tell them that, that we're all here just doing the best we can, working to evolve, because we came here to experience life, to make mistakes, to grow, to evolve. How can you evolve if there's nothing to evolve from, right? So anyway, that is what I would like for you to do. Also, the other thing I like for you to do is purchase sunstone. This is a really good gemstone. That's really perfect for you. Sunstone is a gemstone that it shines like a light, and I want you to put it on your second chakra, 2 inches below your navel. Yes. And these are some gemstones, and I think they were like 2 for 50 cents, very inexpensive. And I want you, I'm trying to get it in focus here. Let me see, can I get you in focus? There we go. That's pretty good. So here's the sunstone, and I want you to use sunstone and carnelian, which is one of my favorite, all-time favorite gemstones. This is carnelian, and I want you to put it on your second chakra, 2 inches below your navel. I want you to wear it every day, because what it's going to do is align your second chakra, which, you pulled. Well, I know you didn't actually pull, but you selected the orange butterfly that has Jungle Beauty Goddess Cyanide, who represents the second chakra, who's asking you to live in the now, to connect with your emotions, right? Connect with the mystery of life. So basically what you're going to do, when you buy your gemstones, you can buy them from any store, metaphysical store. There are a lot of gemstone stores. You can buy them offline. You can go to Etsy. I buy a lot of my gemstones from Etsy, and I've always had a wonderful experience. But before you get started, you want to sage your gemstones. Make sure you clean them, okay? And then you want to charge it, and you want to say, first, I like to thank them, and you want to just say, I am charging these gemstones to align my second chakra with my divine sublime plan for intimacy and love and personal relationships and controlling my emotions. If there are any blockages in this area, I ask that they be removed. If there are anything that needs to be healed, bring about the light to heal this. You want to think of a nice orange, beautiful orange light that shines in this area, and you want to do this every day, at least for 30 days, to work on building your relationships and opening up your emotions, because right now I feel like you've closed down your emotions because there's been so much hurt that you don't even want to deal with those issues. But when you close down your emotions, what happens is that it's hard for you to have really meaningful and loving and rich relationships with other people. So, and then also when you're working on I would do that first, because once you open up those emotions on your second chakra, and do that for, I would say, at least 30 days, and you want to move up to your throat chakra. And this is a blue kyanite. Now, this is a really good gemstone for the throat chakra, but it heals all of your chakras. This is a very, very, very good stone. It's fairly inexpensive, I would say. And you're going to place it on your throat chakra, but it's going to like bring about healing and understanding and forgiveness. And then I also have lapis lazuli, which is another good gemstone for your throat chakra, and it's going to help you align with your truth and with understanding. So when you're looking back, let me see if I got a better focus here. So when you're looking back on your childhood, you're not looking back with the same insight and perspective as you were when you were a child. And then one more gemstone you can use is sodalite. And sodalite is considered the gemstone of truth. And this is going to help you align with the truth of who you are, to understand, you know, what you've gone through, and to forgive and let things go and put them in perspective so that you can let love into your life. And lastly, I want to tell you that to apply Feng Shui, and I'm going to do a separate video on what Feng Shui is if you don't know, but this video is already too long. Basically, you're going to walk in your house, because this is black hat Feng Shui, which means that it's based on where your door is. You're going to always enter your home from either one of these locations. It's either going to be your knowledge area, your career area, or your helpful people area. Let me see, can I get this in focus better? I think before I had a little bit. Okay, here we go. Now, when you walk in your door, whichever way your door is, you're going to walk in and look to your right, okay? The middle right room in your house, area in your house. I like to look in the middle area in every one of my rooms. Even though you can do your whole apartment or house, I like to do each room individually. And tell me what's in that area. Like, not tell me, I'm sorry, but look in that area, because in that area, that is the part of your home that is responsible for your creativity, your inner child, right? Now, in this area, is represented by metal, the element of metal, and circles. Like in this video, I am in my childhood, my creativity area. For Feng Shui, it's called your creativity area, your childhood area. For people who want to have children, they can, you know, I'm not going to say placing something metal and circular in your childhood area is going to help you have a child. That's not. But I feel that the environment is a reflection of what's on the inside of you, and that can help you align with what it is you really want. So basically, this is my childhood area. These are dolls that I made, the giraffe that I made. I have metal circles. I have metal circles over here as well to stimulate my creativity. But I've been practicing Feng Shui for over 30 years, and I have found that whether people practice Feng Shui or believe in Feng Shui, usually our environments are really big reflections of what is truly going on in our life. You know, I really hope this video helped you. If this video does not resonate with you, give you goosebumps or make you feel some kind of way, then that means that this message was not for you. But perhaps you may know someone who may benefit from this information. So please do not forget to like and share this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.